configuration for a place to sit if it rains again. Here's the stove. We just had dinner of Sloppy Joe. Rehydrated veggie ground round and tomato paste and water and dehydrated peas and onions and stuff. We moved the line from over there, see that shady area, to here. Oh, my bag and all these things getting dried that got soaked last night. Right up there is the walk to the Thunder Box. Alright, so here's a quick instructional thing. My tent is here, but it did not start here. It started right here. See this nice spot? Looks flat. You open up the window and you look out onto that. It's perfect. But it started raining really hard. I had it all set up, but got to set it up in the sun. It was like this while we were setting it up, so no problems, no panic getting it done. It was good. Planned it all out. And then this area got filled with water. This became like a turtle pool of water all around. You can see like the edges, all along the edges here. Essentially made it for like a bathtub. And so in the rain, pounding rain, I picked up the tent, I pulled out all the pegs, and I moved it to here suddenly. And then pegged it all down again. And, you know, basically my entrance is like stuffed in around other trees and stuff. I took a saw later and like sawed some of them out. But anyway. Okay, so that was done in a panic, but I forgot to do something that you should always do, is when you go camping, you should always look up to see what's happening in the tree above where your tent is. They're called widow makers. I'll show you. Alright, it's hard to see, I know, but this is looking right over that tree. And then I see a stick going straight down here. That is just hanging. It's broken off and it's just hanging, this big heavy stick. And then right down here is my tent. In all night, crazy heavy winds and rain. And what if that guy snaps off and hits my tent? I think it's actually hanging about here. So I still think I'm okay. But that kind of freaked me out this morning when I thought about that. But I'm leaving this campsite today, so it's okay. For breakfast, I'm having steel cut oats, pecans, and that looks pretty good, eh? Yeah, breakfast. I'm hungry. Check this out. Okay, huge, eh? Right beside where people might have put a tent. Remember that I had my tent there. At some point, this thing was that thing. It's a massive tree that must have snapped off. Because that's snapping off. Look at how it's broken. It's not from, you know, that's not the Ministry of Natural Resources clean style of tree maintenance. Like that's... We're trying to judge if it was lightning hit it, or really just maybe a super strong wind from over there. There's... would have blown it so hard it snapped it if it was already dead inside or something. It's dead inside. Oh, more of that, less of that. There's our access point. Kawayaymog, I'll never say it right. Lake. And our put in was at an outfitter's about here. And then we came along this river. The Amable du Fond River. And as we came along, first we had a little 150-meter portage, and then a nice paddle again. And it was all ambling river-like curves and turns, and it was pretty. And then another 260 into North T. And North T was windy as hell and kind of scary. But we decided to go, we have to be in this half. Like from here, sort of. We're in that, because then we're in the western half. We wanted to get as close to this lake, Manitou Lake, which is where we're going to be. We want to get as close to there as possible first night. So we are about here. We're at this site. Fishing stuff, deep woods, water bottle. So I finally got a good use for hatchet and saw thing I got for, I wanted to use a practical use at some point, not just playing in the backyard. And so I built this ridge pole. Not a ridge pole, it's got another name, ridge goes across it. I carved out the top bit into 2 pieces, and I took off all the branches that were coming off of it, so it was just a pole. And then I sharpened up the end so it stuck into the ground better, all because of the hatchet. Now, it does rain. Our shelter is quite confident. We have cooking back there, we have a place to sit. The sad part is we have to tear all this down in the next hour or so because we gotta go. But, make another pole. There's a sky report. Oh. Anyway.
Reflector!
Reflector. Yeah, you basically have to go that way, as far as it goes. Where we will get to, a long way from here, the portage out of this lake, which is North T, going into Manitou. Be kind, skies! Alright, that was one of the more exciting things I've done camping. You can see back there how much faster the water is until it gets to this inlet here. So by the time we got to this inlet, we were just like literally riding waves, like surfing over them. And it's like this channel that keeps going that way. This is like, because we're in an inlet, it calms down. But
Of course, I tried to get a picture of it,
yeah,
or a video, and open my wet bag, and then my wet bag got dumped in by a wave.
yeah, we got dumped in a bunch. The only time we're gonna get the water out is when we finally get to the portage and we can dump it. But until then, just hope it's not soaking stuff too much.
Sometimes it rains when it can't.
We're loaded up on the other side of the portage. There are tons of canoes kids are bringing through. Carried it from North T over there, 420 meters, to here, loaded up, on into there. Hi. Okay, so it won't stop raining. It's been raining all day again through our journey to get here, but we're determined to have a fire, and if we're gonna have a fire, we have to be methodical about how we make it. because everything's wet. Like everything is wet with every stick. So we're trying to like bushcraft style and think about how to do it. So go from the thinnest things that will catch the most to slightly bigger to bigger to bigger till we eventually, oh yeah, we even got bigger guys over there and these guys. If you go up and up and up in size, and also I have a newspaper which will definitely catch. If you keep going up and up and up in size, you know, one thing just lights off the last one, and it should, in theory, work. And then the longer we do this, the more it's all getting dried out under our tarp. As we, doesn't look like, I don't see blue sky anywhere. So anyway, so
Nope.
hopefully a video in the future will be of this fire going and us being cozy and warm in front of it.
We did it.
A lot of the smoke is billowing up and collecting in here. I'm trying to like leave these guys here so that if they're closer to the fire they can dry a bit. And these big daddies we should deal with too. We have to kind of be careful about the difference between how much we stoke it to build it up versus how dangerous it would be to make it so billowy up that it, you know, catches all the way to the tarp. So we got to keep it low enough but still going.
The
It's
tarp
challenge.
is sopping wet, so that helps.
Yeah, totally. That's where we came in. There's a swamp, which I'm not so thrilled about. There's Neil's tent up on a nice ridge. There's like a, it's been built up so it's on a ridge. That's mine over there. I think they're pretty flat. And then, down there to the water. A campsite. There's a canoe. And there's the sky, which has not been blue since noon. It's like 7:30 at night now. The paddle getting here was bananas. And the thought of having to go back in it with...
Guy at the gas station gave us the wrong directions.
The thought of having to go back in it with the wind going against us is intimidating. Okay, dinner. Pretty proud of it. It is. Doesn't look like the greatest. Soba noodles with dehydrated veggies like peas and stuff. And then I mixed up instant, in this container I mixed up instant coconut milk with peanut butter, honey, soy sauce, sriracha pepper powder, and then threw that in there too, and I think it should be quite flavorful. Yeah. Keep it really nice. Listen to the sound outside. There's so much strange weather that the wind's picked up. It's not raining, I don't think, but the wind is picked up, so you can hear the water lapping. Listen. I rigged up my light to be like my night light. And I'm reading Blood or Belonging. It's about Haiti. A cop who's gonna get to the bottom of something. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna read a bit and then go to bed. It's about 7 in the morning. I thought I'd show you this rainforest we're in. And also the facilities. That's it. if I could just catch a fish. It makes so much of the struggle worth it. Strange thing known as blue sky. Oh. And maybe my only catch. Got it. Like a clamshell. Got some clothes drying, towels on the canoe. We hit a big open patch of blue sky. I got his chair set up, and I got mine. I'll try to show you. My thermarest chair. Remember? Em and Sophie, if you're watching, remember we went and we got it from that lady we met, and and now I can have back support as I sit on the rocks and look at that exactly. I just literally flipped it from one side to the other, so it's, yeah, that's it. Oh. I had a coffee and the paper. I brought it now so I could burn half of it, which we did last night, and I saved the part I wanted to read.
Pretty cool.
Like a deer, or maybe a baby moose or something, with its head in the front, and every once in a while behind that dot you can see his back popping up. Swimming across the lake. Alright, back at the beach after a trip up to make lunch. I got a, it's like a President's Choice rice and veggies and sesame grain bowl thing. And I threw Fritos on top of it to make it more healthy. And I added some of that raspberry juice stuff, powder, into my water. Made it a bit better. Really old man in the sea. All right. So on a day that's nice and you can relax, you still want to find projects, things to do. So who can guess what this is? That's right. It's a cribbage board. This is where you store the pegs when you're not playing. And we'll do it with this guy. And turn it around. There we go. And the pegs all fit into these holes. And it works around this way, and that would give you 26 points. It's going to be a strange game of cribbage, but by God, you can play it. There we go. And all you need is Leatherman with a bunch of attachments like a screwdriver thing. And apparently, it's harder to find, but you need this rock. I don't know if you'll be able to find it. Oh. Well, that's it, eh? It's so warm and nice now. I was getting too hot in the sun, and I found this shadier little spot here. Neil's carving something. It's like, it's so nice now. It's like those kind of days at the cottage, you know? Minus the corona. Took the tarp down because it looks like we might have a clear night. So we're trying to do all the prep work we can now so that we can get up, crack of dawn, get some food in us, and start paddling, because apparently the earlier you go, the better for waves and stuff. Look at this. Again, little stuff to burn, bigger stuff, logs. These should be great, I think. Yeah. Bear bag is strung up over there. This, I gotta say, I think it's one of the best ones of what I made. It's porcini mushroom mac and cheese. So, yeah, the porcini mushrooms, you know, the fancy ones that rehydrate, and red peppers, and then life gives you lemons, you actually use them. I had the lemon for fishing. Didn't catch fish, but may as well squeeze a little on there, give it some flavor. Yeah.
Sorry.
Shot of meat eating. So I can go. So good. We're at the last night in camp. The moon is something crazy. We're like 75% packed because we want to be able in the morning just to make boiling water, coffees, oatmeals, load canoe, go. So we have as much of the day as possible when it's the stillest water to get our way up. Got oats. Packed up camp. Perfect loon waiting for us. It's like 6 in the morning, maybe a bit after. The idea is the earlier you get up, the more calm the lake will be for the sake of the paddle. There we go.
Happy campers!
Back there's our site farewell site. We had fun there.
Sure did.
That's the end of the portage, and we're going that way. Back there's the portage from out of Manitou into North T. We're in North T now. And this was the lake that scared us so on the way in. The reason we woke up early today is to be able to take it without going against the waves and the wind. And we're good. Look. Whew. I can actually film it. The reason I didn't film it on the way in is I was holding on for dear life. Couple hours to go. Probably like 3 hours maybe. Portages, 2 portages to go. A river to go. Beauty. Oof, North T is a long, big lake, and we are finishing the journey across it. Arriving at, you can see the portage and all the people climbing out. Apparently it's going to be really busy, lots and lots of people were leaving because it's the Monday of a long weekend, and so it's going to be portage highway at this point, but that's okay. And then the reason there's the portage is to see this nice river here. That's the Amable de Fond, which once we get to the other side of the river, we follow that river. Once we get to the other side of this portage, then we're on that river. When it's not rapidy like that, it leads us to one more portage after this one, Kawayaymog. Yeah. Bunchy, some kind of energy food. Got the portage. Came in from there. But after we do this, this is our last portage. Nice. Do you see her going right between?
Yeah.
Perfect.
The
Our last.
navigator's busy
I know, eh?
staring at his phone in front.
You're nailing it. Into the last portage. Some folks pulling out ahead of us.
Maybe we'll just